Hollywood. Welcome to the Rat's Ass Podcast with Mojo Elliott.
Have you ever had one of those days when you just don't feel like getting out of bed and dealing with the damn thing? Well, today's not one of those days for me. Who is ready to go on another action-packed adventure? Here's what's on tap on the Wrap. The party has already started, and we need to get you caught up. There might be a problem with the Epstein's list that we'll share with you. And what if I told you planet Earth has less than 2 years left? Would that freak you out? How did Superman the Immigrant do this weekend? And have you heard of Tito 2000? Stick around and you will. Another round of head trauma is on the way. Today we're going to play I Start It and You Finish It, plus our usual lunacy and loose behavior, including Saw It on the X. That's what's coming up today on the Rat's Ass Podcast for you. On Monday, July 14th, we are halfway through the month already. And I do appreciate you checking us out. Hey, Rat Nation is up to 399 members. Our goal is 1,000, so we're 601 away. So I would highly recommend that you get to ratsasspodcast.com and sign up to be a member of Rat Nation, to be one of the few on the loud, because we are running out of space here. And probably within, I'm going to say, 3 to 4 months, the door will be closed. All right, Radio Wars continues to play out. A new round is posted right now between WCSX in Detroit and WCMF in Rochester. We're looking for the best classic rock station in America. New rounds every Monday and Thursday, so go check that out. And I'll be damned, the powers that be pulled the Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath set from YouTube again. Copyright. It's all about the copyright. So we've sunset the Best of Ozzy Osbourne special for now. We'll bring it back at another time. We're working on a new special right now, and I think we're going to really dig into the grunge music for our next special at Rat's Ass Rock TV, our YouTube channel. You can connect to everything through ratsasspodcast.com. All right, let's get into the Wrap today. We received a large number of emails from Rat Nation and the listeners from the Resistance telling us that they like the name Heal America for our movement to vote every Democrat out of office for the next 4 years. They said maybe you add the word now to give it some urgency, so the name has been adopted. Heal America Now. Our goal is to vote every single Democrat at all levels of government, federal, state, city, over the next 4 years. Get them out of there. Give them a timeout. Let them go heal from Trump derangement syndrome, also known as TDS. I mean, they have no ideas. They have no solutions. It is a corrupt party. I mean, when your leaders are Gavin Newsom now, AOC, and who's the guy in New York, Laron Mondami? Really? This party is swinging so far to the left, they're going to fall off the face of the earth. So the only thing we can do as a group of Americans to help this party heal, let them go away and think about things and heal up from TDS, because Trump's around 3.5 more years. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. So starting in the midterms or any election that's coming up, we need to vote out every single Democrat. And I know we're going to lose some good ones possibly, but that's for the greater good for everybody. Okay, now there's nothing to sign up for. We're not taking any donations. We don't want your money. All we're asking for is your commitment to vote out every single Democrat out of office at the federal, state, and city levels for the next 4 years. That's it. We're cleaning house. Go take a time out, Democrats. Relax and get some ideas. Get some solutions. Government shouldn't be any different than to say what's working, leave it alone. What isn't working, let's fix it. Come up with solutions. Stop creating problems. All right, there's nothing to sign up for, like I said. We're not taking donations. It's just a commitment on your part to say, you know what? I like the idea of giving this party a timeout. We're going to vote them out for the next 4 years. That should give them time to reset. That's all we're doing here. You can read more about it, get more detail at ratsasspodcast.com on the Rat's Ass Podcast blog. It's up there for you right now. Now, there might be a problem with the Epstein list that's been floating around on social media the last few years. And I picked up on this yesterday because Matt Wallace, an independent journalist, posted the list again. And I noticed there were several names missing that were there previously. Two glowing ones were Tom Hanks and Harvey Weinstein. Wasn't on the list. Michael Jackson isn't on the list. Now, he's passed away. I said, okay, that's understandable. But why is Stephen Hawking still on this list? He passed away in 2018. So there's a lot of red flags there that has popped up, which has me questioning, is this list that's been floating around on social media, is it real? Is it legit? Are Bondi Patel and Bongino telling us the truth? There is no list. Now, here's one thing I believe to be true. Some people were talking about it on the media over the weekend that, well, Donald Trump buried it because he's on it. Don't you think if Trump was on the Epstein list and it was a legitimate list, that the Democrats would have exposed him on that smoking gun right before the election to catapult Kamala Harris into the presidency? I don't think he's there because the Democrats would have used it. Here's another thing I know to be true. It's been 251 days since Trump was elected, and we still don't know who was running the White House while Joe Mashed Potato Head Biden was on the beach. The more they investigate, the longer they drag this thing out. I mean, we're coming up 3 months, about a year that we've been looking into this thing. We're not going to find out. We're never going to know. They're dragging it out. I mean, when you think that Fox News and Newsmax are the only people talking about this, every other media source, dead story, not talking about it. They're trying to bury it, so we may never know. Now, during the 2020 presidential debate, Gasbag Bernie Sanders said this.
Is that the scientists are telling us that if we don't act incredibly boldly within the next 6-7 years, there will be irreparable damage done, not just to Nevada, not just to Vermont or Massachusetts, but to the entire world. Joe said it right. This is an existential threat. You know what that means, Chuck? That means we're fighting for the future of this planet.
Now, based on Bernie's comments and what the scientists told us back then 5 years ago, we have less than 2 years to become really flexible enough to stick our heads between our legs and kiss our ass goodbye. And if this is true, that climate change, 5 years later, where's the planet at? Are we any worse off than we were 5 years ago? I don't think so. Okay, so why is Bernie so damn concerned with the oligarchy and the billionaires now? The earth won't be inhabited with human life in less than 2 years, based on what the scientists were telling us. Do you see the game that these Democrats play? This is why we need to vote them all out and give them a timeout. Oh, my God. You know, Bernie Sanders, guy's just an old curmudgeon. He's a gas bag who makes money from, you know, scaring the hell out of liberals. That's all Bernie does. Oh, what did I say now? It's probably Bernie on the line. Oh, Rat's Ass Podcast. Go.
What is the difference between a prostitute and a Democrat?
What?
A prostitute stops screwing you when you run out of money.
Oh, man. Heal America now. I'm just saying, make that commitment, ladies and gentlemen. Make that commitment. All right, so how did Superman the Immigrant do over the weekend at the box office? Because it's all about the Benjamins, right? Well, it was number one at the box office with an estimated $122 million. Not bad. Jurassic World Rebirth was second. F1 came in third. Now, the question is, though, how will it do week two? If it's good, the box office shouldn't drop off more than 20%. If it's great, it'll make more money than it did opening weekend. But anything less, then it was a stiff if it goes, you know, a 20% drop off or more. Fleabag just handed me this, my producer, and it said, Superman the Immigrant did another $95 million internationally, bringing it to $217 million, the highest grossing Superman film of all time during opening weekend, and it has to make $225 million to break even. Okay, so that makes it what? It says here, the second largest grossing film for 2025. Lilo and Stitch still number one on that. All right, but there you go. Looks like it's a smash hit, but we'll see what the weekend numbers are this weekend, and we'll get a real idea, a real sense on how Superman the Immigrant is playing out at the box office.
During the pandemic, he used his jockstrap as a mask.
Oh, you lie!
Here is Mojo Elliott with Rat Sports.
It was a Speedo. All right, congratulations to Cincinnati Reds manager Terry Francona, also known as Tito. Yeah, he picked up his 2000th career win on Sunday, and only the 13th manager in baseball history to reach 2,000 wins. And he's not done yet. If Tito can pick up a left-handed power-hitting right fielder who can hit for average and play every day, Francona might win the division for the Reds. Yeah, they might make the dance. They got to go 40-25 after the All-Star break to have a chance. The All-Star game is here and will take place in Atlanta tonight. It's the Home Run Derby. Looking forward to it. The game happens tomorrow night, and after the game is over, Friday, we'll get underway with the second half of the season. August 1st is the next key date. That's the trade deadline. So you're going to see a lot of players going into slumps over the next couple of weeks because they're going to wonder if they're going to be moving or not. All right, the NBA Summer League continues this week in Las Vegas. And for anyone who gives a rat's hairy patoot, the WNBA All-Star Game is coming up this Saturday. All right, and that is sports for you on The Wrap.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, today's game is I Start It, You Finish It. See if you can guess what the answer is to this. 62% of women say they want to see a man blank before they'll sleep with him. What is it? 62% of women say they want to see a man blank before they'll sleep with him. What do you think it is? Take a while, think about it, and I'll have the answer for you coming up on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
It's time for some loose behavior on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
You bet your sweet ass it is. Here's what's happening on the Rat's Ass Podcast X feed. We call it Saw It on the X. Porterhouse posted this one. Porterhouse, okay. What is the most embarrassing thing to happen to you on a first date? Tammy Bowler said, I was out with this really hot guy and he took me to a fancy restaurant in Chicago. When we got up to leave, my hair extensions got caught on the back of the booth we were sitting at and they came off. Ooh, that is embarrassing. She said I looked like the Bride of Frankenstein. He was nice about it, but he never called again. You know, Tammy, I swear to God, I don't know what it is with you ladies. You wear the fake hair, you got the fake nails, you got the fake up on, you got fake boobs, you got vaginal rejuvenation, but yet you want a real man. Okay. All right, Skip Corrigan said, I worked really hard to get this girl at work to go out with me, and I wanted to show her a good time. So I took her to a dinner place about 100 miles from our town, but I forgot my wallet. Ooh, that is embarrassing. He said she had to pay, but I paid her back immediately when we got home. We've been married now for 9 years. Hey, a happy ending. We love those happy ending stories. All right, Ace McLaren said, one time I grabbed a strange girl's ass because she was wearing the same dress as my date. I walked up behind her and got a handful of her booty. Now imagine my surprise when she turned around and she wasn't my date. Well, my date saw it happen, came rushing to my rescue. We laughed it off, and all three, the whole thing ended well. Well, I'd have to say that, no, unless you ended up in a threesome, my friend. I don't think it ended as well as it could. All right, let's get into the cheese.
Hey, heads up. Here comes your celebrity cheese.
All right, Sam Haskell Jr., the son of Hollywood agent Sam Haskell, killed himself in prison while waiting trial. Haskell was accused of dismembering his wife and killing her parents. Yeah, it's tragic when you hear stuff like this, but I think you have to look at it this way. You know, Sam kind of took his own responsibility, said, you know what, I'm going to convict myself, I'm going to sentence myself to death row, and I'm going to carry out my own execution. To me, that's what he did. All right, the recently engaged Kelly Osbourne is debunking the story that claims Ozzy and Ozzy Osbourne have a suicide pact. Have you heard about this? Apparently, after the Back to the Beginning concert last weekend, rumors surfaced that Ozzy and Sharon were off to Switzerland to end it all. Kelly said it's all rubbish. And the story Sharon told on the Family Podcast back in 2023 was embellished for entertainment. In other words, it was Sharon joking around.
What the hell kind of joke's that?
It's just the Osbournes, sick and twisted, morbid sense of humor. It's great, isn't it? All right, Ellen DeGeneres is said to be standing by Rosie O'Donnell after President Trump said he was thinking about revoking O'Donnell's U.S. citizenship. You know, Trump does stuff like this all the time to set the left's hair on fire. And they take the bait every single time. It's amazing to me. They never stop and think, gee, is he serious? They take everything he says as being serious. I honestly think Trump wakes up every day and says, who can I fuck with today? All right, Scooter Braun, Justin Bieber's ex-manager, says Justin's new album, Swag, is the best work he's ever done, calling it honest and real. Now, Hailey Bieber, Justin's wife, said, that's a backhanded comment, and she's calling Scooter out for it. I'm going to call out Scooter myself. He's 44 years old, and he's going by the name Scooter. At what age, when you have a name like Scooter, do you say, you know what, maybe I should use my real name, Scott Braun, at some point. 44 years old, and use the name Scooter. Now then again, let me reiterate that a grown man that still goes by the name of Mojo is completely different,
I wish
okay?
you could just shut your big yapper.
All right, yeah, well, that's not going to happen. Are you aware that Britney Spears has now been single for 145 days?
Who gives a rat's ass?
Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail.
All right, as you know, I do not read your email in advance. My producer, Fleabag, forwards me your name, where you're from, and rewrites them so I can read them rapid fire and on the fly. No topic is ever off the table, and it's impossible to offend me. All right, Brock D. from Syracuse, New York said, build a 5-piece rock band that's not your favorite artist, but would sound good together. Oh, Brock, you're putting me on the spot. Off the top? Okay, wow. 5-piece rock band. Okay, so that means I got to have a rhythm guitar player in this thing. So that's going to leave out Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen because they won't play with a rhythm guitar player, with a rhythm axe man. Okay, how about this? Since you're asking me this and I got to come with it off the top, I want a good rhythm section. So I'm going to take Michael Anthony and Alex Van Halen. I'm going to take those two. Lead guitar, rhythm guitar, I'm going to go with the Young Brothers. Angus and Malcolm Young, because they're tight together. In fact, Angus, one of the best rhythm axemen on the planet, God rest his soul. And my lead singer for a band like this is going to be the Demon of Screaming Steven Tyler. All right, that's my 5-piece rock band for you. 4-piece would be somebody different. All right, Mike K. Lisbon, Ohio said, National Jag-Off Day isn't until September 29th, but you gave the award to Gavin Newsom on X 2.5 months early. Why not wait until September? Why wait? As far as I'm concerned, Gavin Newsom is Jag-Off of the Year. He can win that award every single week as far as I'm concerned. And by the way, I didn't know that September 29th was National Jag-Off Day. There's a holiday for everything. I was trying to create a new holiday yesterday, goofing around on X. Okay, so I'm early. So what? He still qualifies for Jag-Off of the Year. Slumlord Gavin Newsom. Also now Massa Gavin Newsom, since he is now running the child plantations here in Southern California, picking marijuana. All right, another story for another time. Mimi C., Beaverton, Oregon said, you say men should never bring women they meet in a bar home. What about women bringing men home they meet in a bar to their place? Men are hit it and quit it. That's how we're kind of wired. I think you're okay to take a man home. I mean, there's always safety issues you have to be concerned about, Mimi, but it's a lot safer. I mean, there's been more and more stories about women who go home with men and rob them than the other way around. Men just want to, hey, I just got my cookie, so how quick can I scoot out of here? So I think you're probably safe with it. I know that sounds kind of odd that I would say that, but, the real truth is you meet somebody in a bar for both sexes, men and women, because there are only two, go get a hotel. Just go get a cheap hotel. You'll have a story to tell you're not going to tell your kids that story, but you'll have a story to tell. All right, Andy E. from Camden, Maine said, my twin sister invited her college roommate to stay with us for a couple of weeks, and she's smoking hot but acts like a real snotty bitch around me. Do I stand a chance with her? Andy, if you're following her around like a lapdog trying to get her attention, no. What you do, if she's interested in you, because she might just be playing a game because she's your sister's roommate, ignore her. Act like she doesn't exist. And if she's interested, she'll come around. Trust me. All right, Susan P. in Melbourne, Australia said, besides AC/DC, what other Australian bands do you like? Oh, a lot of them. I've got a handful of bands off the top I can tell you about. The Angels, previously Angel City. Back in the mid-'80s, Great White covered a couple of their tunes. NXS, love NXS. I interviewed Andrew Ferris right before they hired J.D. Fortune back in 2005. Had a good conversation with him. We were chatting about, just the band NXS, the death of Michael Hutchence, and I brought up this soundtrack to a movie called Reckless. And the album Shabu Shaba was kind of highlighted in that movie. And it's the only time anybody had ever talked about that movie to him. And so he gave me probably an extra 5-10 minutes in the interview to talk about Michael Hutchence. It's an interesting interview. Anyway, I digress. Wolf Mother, another band that I like. I think New Moon Rising, Victorious. Cosmic Egg, kind of a weird name for a song, but it's a damn good song. And Love Elephant from Tame Impala. Introduced to that band on the TV show Entourage. All right, but yeah, some of the bands from down under that I still like a lot. Of course, you got the 80s, you got Midnight Oil, you got Men at Work in the 80s, dug those bands. All right, Alex T., St. Remy, Canada said, what are your thoughts about baseball returning to Montreal? Oh, I love the Montreal Expos. I wish they would bring the Expos back. Hopefully, if they bring, baseball consolidation in line, Montreal should get a franchise. I really believe that. Also, maybe Indianapolis or Charlotte. What I'd really love to see with baseball expansion is you have 4 divisions, 4 teams in each division, and there's no more wild card. In order for you to make the playoffs, you got to win that division you're in. That would make baseball more exciting to me. So I hope Montreal gets a franchise, either Indy or Charlotte, and let's go for it, man. Realign it. All right, if you have any questions, observations, or comments, send them to my producer, Fleabag at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. The more outrageous and salacious, always, the better.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, today we're playing I Start It, You Finish It. Are you up for the challenge? Did you figure it out? 62% of women say they want to see a man blank before they'll sleep with him. If you guessed, dance.
Yeah, baby.
You got it right. But if you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma and get well soon. All right, I got to split. I got to go be an ICE agent for a day, and I have to go in for my mask fitting first. But I do have one more thing for you. By 2025, the average American will be mixed race. By 2050, that's 24 years from now? How about that's 25 years from now, using my California math skills there. But 2050, there goes the identity politics for the Democrats, that's for sure.
What nationality are you?
What nationality am I, Alexa? I am English, Irish, and German.
Well, that explains it.
Explains what?
Oh, I better not say.
Oh, come on, you brought it up. Spill it.
Let's just say it explains why you're always playing pocket pool.
Oh, God. Nobody's playing pocket pool, Alexa. Why? Do you want to play 8-ball?
Don't talk to me unless you're a 9-ball player. Now do your shout-outs to Rat Nation Tiny.
I can play 8-ball, 9-ball. You name the game. I'll run the table with you, young lady. All right, welcome to Rat Nation. Megan Steiner of Columbia, Missouri. Riley King of Lorain, Ohio. And Ryan McVicker of San Roberto Clemente, California. To the Resistance, those of you email us but haven't joined Rat Nation yet. Eddie K. from Tempe, Arizona, Kenny S. from New Brighton, Pennsylvania, and Rich H. from Memphis, Tennessee, and around the world to listeners in London, England, Paris, France, and here's a new one. This is our first one. We got listeners in Prague, in the Czech Republic.
Now's your chance to be one of the few and the loud. Join Rat Nation at ratsasspodcast.com. Membership does have its rewards, you know.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast. Be sure to check out ratsasspodcast.com to connect with us on the socials. Listen to podcasts, join Rat Nation, read the blog. It's loaded with current events, pop culture, music, concert info, the radio wars, sports, our Q&A, Battle of the Sexes, plus Dumbass Award so far for 2025. We'll do this again on Wednesday, July 16th. Take care of each other, and thanks for dropping by the Rat's Ass Podcast.
The conversation continues between podcasts on X and ratsasspodcast.com. ratsasspodcast.com.